points in a plane at a given distance from a given point. So basically, this center point here is fixed. It doesn't ever move. And then we have a segment here. This is called the, what? Radius. Okay, so that's R. And that's the given, or that's the given distance that is traveled around the circle. Okay, and so, okay, evidently I have to hit something here. There we go. So we call that the radius, but it's not staying for some reason. There we go. And that's abbreviated as R. And you've probably already learned a lot about radii. And so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and look at the following on the board. And instead of you doing this in your groups, we're going to go ahead and do this as a big group today. Okay, something a little different. And so if you look at this, this is a chord. Okay, these are examples of chords. And they tell you that chord A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, and I, J are all chords. These are not chords over here. So based on looking at what a chord is and what a chord is not, what would be a definition? Yeah?
A line segment in the circle.
A line segment in the circle, okay. Anybody else got any thoughts? A line segment, yep.
A line segment that goes through the circle but not outside.
Okay, doesn't pass outside the circle, because if you notice a chord can't pass outside. Whose endpoints lie on the circle. That's it. Okay, it's a line segment whose endpoints lie on the circle, because obviously the endpoints are on the circle. Okay, the rest of it has to lie inside. It can't lie outside if it's a segment. Pretty straightforward. That's what a chord is. Let's look at the next one. A diameter. Woo! Okay, so let's think about our definition of a chord. What would a diameter be? You've got your diameters, not diameters, and a lot of you probably already know what a diameter is. What do you think a diameter is?
Chord that goes through the middle.
A diameter is a chord that passes through the center. A diameter is the longest chord. So what you could do, if I were writing this in your notes, note-taking strategy, a diameter is a chord that passes through the center. Stop and then go with the longest chord. Okay, so a diameter is a longest chord. Yes. Okay, so diameter is the longest chord. Okay, tangent. Let's look at what a tangent is. First of all, what is a tangent? It is a what? Line. Okay. That what?
With
One point touching the circle.
A tangent is a line that intersects the circle only once. Only touches the circle once. We have a point of tangency, and that is where a tangent actually touches the circle. All right, let's look at the next one. Congruent circles. Okay, circles with the same radius. Remember, congruent means geometrically equal. So basically it just means equal circles. So if you notice, I have a bunch of CDs right there. CDs generally have the same radius because if they don't, they won't fit in your CD player. Okay, so they've obviously got to be the same. And technically, those aren't a circle because they aren't filled in the little inside, but good example. And then concentric circles, those are coplanar circles that share the same center. So when we think of a concentric circle, the best thing to think about is a bullseye. Okay? Or notice that drop of water that forms concentric circles that move out as they move out from the center. But those are what concentric circles mean, or concentric circles are. All right, let's move on. Now we're going to talk about arcs. So basically today we're learning about every part of a circle. And so an arc, 2 points on a circle, and the continuous part of the circle between the points. Okay. 2 points on a circle, and the continuous part of the circle between the points. Notice I have there, it says written as. So those are how you symbolize an arc. We would either write that as AB, or we would write that as AB with a miniature arc ahead of it, or on top of it, or BA with an arc symbol on top of that. What does the prefix semi mean? Half. So basically a semicircle you already know is a half of a circle. The formal definition of a semicircle is an arc whose endpoints are the endpoints of a diameter. So it could be any diameter, and that will always create a semicircle. All right, so let's look at the next one. A minor arc and a major arc. Now this is something that kind of can get a little bit confusing, so it's important you pay attention. A minor arc is an arc of a circle that is smaller than a semicircle. You name it by the endpoints of the arc. So this one will have 2 points. Okay. A major arc, on the other hand, is an arc of a circle that is larger than a semicircle. It is named by the endpoints of the arc and a point in between the endpoints. So this one is named with 3 points. So that's one of the biggest differences between a major arc and a minor arc. A major arc is named with 3 points, a minor arc is named with 2. So if you look at the diagram below, you have minor arc PD. Okay? That's named with 2, so you know it's a minor arc, and you look at it, it's half of a semicircle. Then you have major arc PAD, which easily is bigger than a semicircle, and so we name that PA, oops, that was bad, let's try that again. PAD. Okay? So minor arc is 2, major arc is 3. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. So let's look at this. We're going to talk about angles. Okay? The measure of a minor arc, notice what this is. This is the same measure as what the angle is inside. So if this angle is 45 degrees inside, that's called a central angle because it goes through the center of the circle. Then we know that the measure of the arc is 45 degrees as well. Likewise, the major arc here, 315 is your angle, so the measure of the major arc would be 315. Notice that it also says the same as the reflex angle. Questions? Alrighty, this is what I need you to do on pages 72 and 73. Now we're approaching the end of the chapter. We're only going to have about 1 or 2 sections after that. So on 72 and 73, you need to do 1 through 11. Then you need to do 19 through 21. Okay? 1 through 11, and then 19 through 21.